back, Business Freedom Podcast listeners. As we are winding down, I don't want to call it a series, and I've been chatting with you all about productivity and the different aspects of productivity and what I've learned, and it's been an awesome journey. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I want to settle in on the last 2 or 3 episodes here of this focus on just being more clear with your time, more intentional, more focused, and really getting after meaningful goals that matter. That's been the focus. And like I said, hopefully this has been super impactful for you. I do want our time together to mean something for you to move your business and personal life forward. That's the whole intention here, the whole mission of the podcast. So let's land this thing. So the number 10 productivity strategy. And this is something that I've really worked hard on, and it's really made a big difference. No matter what is going on in either of my businesses or my personal life, it's a grateful heart. So it's this attitude of gratitude. And I want to go through something I've learned probably about 4 or 5 years ago that really helped me quite a bit. Dan Sullivan with Strategic Coach, and it's worth going on YouTube and Dan Sullivan, gap versus gain, I think is the video, and he'll explain it. He does a really good job explaining it. I think there's even graphics. So if you imagine, yourself looking into the horizon where you can't, an ocean where there's a horizon, and your goals are the horizon. So if you visualize that, maybe you're on a ship like, Titanic, you're on the front of the ship with your arms out. You're never going to reach that horizon, right? So the horizon is this elusive sort of moving target. A lot of times our goals become that for us. And so we're generally, if you're listening to this podcast, you're most likely a hard charger. Most likely you're not content with where you are. You're looking for something more. That's great in and of itself. When you couple that with a feeling of discontentment because you're never getting where you want to go, that's where the issue comes in. And Dan Sullivan calls it the gap. His prescription to heal ourselves, to mend ourselves of the craziness that is this constant never getting where we want to get to. It's this, you're always discontent. You're just not happy with your progress. The solution to it is what he calls the gain. And it's simply looking back. I'm physically looking back here at all that you've accomplished. So the way it doesn't mean you get rid of your goals. So you're always setting goals. I mean, we've got a great process we follow in Real Estate B School. It's a 3-year picture, a 1-year plan, the 90-day world, and then we break it down to weekly and daily in all areas of life that matter to you. So that's really necessary. And it's this looking back. I'm not where I want to be, and I'm not where I was. I do that really lately in my faith. I'm challenged to spend more time with God. I was saved in 2009, and really just the Bible has been this like overwhelming, it just seems really intimidating to me. And I've really just stepped into one book at a time, a chapter or 2 a day, and just studying it. And I feel like in my faith, I'm not where I want or need to be, and I'm not where I used to be. And every day I've just focused on that mantra in my faith. And same thing with my physical body. I've let go of the days where it's these grand gestures, and I'm going to do a 60-day challenge. I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 60 days, and it's going to be great. That led to a yo-yo effect to me where I'd lose the 25 pounds, then I'd gain the 25 pounds. I'd lose, and it was just not sustainable. And so now it's just a little bit of progress every day, and being grateful for the progress, not that you're not at the destination. And so the gap is this, if you're in the gap, you'll know it because you're discontent, and your life is probably amazing, and you're just not in this attitude of gratitude because you're not looking back at all the gains that you've made in all the areas of life that matter. Real Estate B School, it's business coaching for sure, and there's 6 areas of life that we focus on. It's really important that you don't measure your success simply by the number of homes you sell. That's a surefire way to end this game and lose it big time, because you're going to lose in all the areas of life that really, really matter. Your spiritual journey, your physical life, your emotionally, your relationships, your financial. Maybe you'll figure out the financial because you're focusing on business. And a lot of times you may not even win that game because you're discontent in all the other areas, and you're making up for it by keeping up with the Joneses, which is what we see a lot of. You're keeping up with people that have no money anyway. Separate podcast. We won't get into that now. And so it's this attitude of gratitude. So the challenge is to not miss the good stuff. Lately I've really been challenged. My children are 9 years old, Kendal, my girl, and then 11 years old, Anders, 4th and 6th grade. And I'm about as hard charging as they get in terms of, I really do want to get after it. I really do see an opportunity with the real estate team and with, Real Estate B School, the coaching company. And it's hard for me to temper that drive. And I've really had to just slow down and realize that I only have so many years where the kids are really going to be willing and, and excited to engage with me, where both of them are wanting to do stuff with me every day. Both of them, I'm involved in their morning, practices after school. Anders is wanting to go fishing. We have a little pond in our backyard. And Kendal is into soccer, and we're decorating for Halloween, and it's just an amazing time. And it used to be where I was just so wrapped up in business, thinking about business all the time. I'd have an AirPod in my ear, listening to a podcast while I was putting up Halloween decorations. And I've challenged myself to really be in those moments that I will absolutely miss when they're gone. And we take them for granted when they're here. So the challenge for all of us is definitely watch the gap versus gain. And I'm going to give you a specific tactic around that. But to not miss the good stuff, really look at your season of life, and it may be something different for you. Just look at the season of your life and what are the things that you're going to miss if you don't appreciate them now, and they might be gone forever in the future. I sound totally preachy now, and I'm preaching to myself as much as anyone else. So it's older parents that kids are out of the home, they'll always tell you like, man, they grow up quick, don't miss. And I'm really feeling that, like moment by moment. One thing we started doing, Julie and I, once a week, we have these two kind of clear glass, square glass jars. And we have two of them, one for Kendal, one for Anders. We put their pictures on them. And there's a marble in that represents each week until they're 18, and technically they'll leave the home. And so every Sunday we take one of those marbles and we say a prayer or we do something with it. Yesterday, I pulled Anders and Kendal and I said, all right, what's one great thing from this last week? And they both thought, and they thought of it. I said, all right, throw the marble out. It's one less week we have with each other until you turn 18. It really helps you sort of appreciate the time that's passing and to make the most of it. So that's one sort of practical thing you do. On a daily basis, it's a practice of gratitude. There is a really easy app for your phone. It's called the 5-Minute Journal, and it's the cover of the app. For those of you watching the video, I'll show it here. It allows you to put in an image. You can see an image. Sometimes I'll put scripture. That's me and Julie doing a pedicure. We did a fishing trip. Me and just the kids, rollerblading. That's our event. I spent some time with Julie. That's our dog watching TV. That's the dog bothering me. That's the dog sitting on Julie's chest. So just different things. And then for each day, and I've gone over this before, and if you're not doing it, you're missing out on something really spectacular. You just say the 3 things you're grateful for and what you'll do to make today great. That starts your day. And then to end your day, the 3 amazing things that happened and how could you have made today even better. So, and the app looks like a little 5. If you're watching the video, it's a 5 with a circle around it. And then it's the 5-Minute Journal. Highly recommend that daily practice to start the day in gratitude and to end the day basically looking back on the 3 amazing things that happened, just the 3 and 3 on a daily basis and attaching an image to it. You will build up this psychology of fulfillment and contentment that no other practice I have learned will do. And it really doesn't matter what is going on in your business and your life, because you're saying the things you're grateful for, the things that actually exist, and then you're looking back every day, the 3 most amazing things that happened. And some days you'll really have to dig deep, which is okay. And so the end here is, don't major in minor matters. When you think about the big things in life and the big areas of life that matter, what are the 1 or 2 things that you're doing to move that area of your life forward? And no grand gestures. Get rid of the grand gestures. We talked about that earlier in this series, and just sort of settle into, the season of your life, and think about 3 years. Think about 20 years out. Think about like legacy type impact, and that lessens this franticness to build something on a shaky foundation. So we'll get into more business stuff here on future podcast episodes. And that's all I've got for this episode. If you're at the point in your business journey where you need someone to just come alongside you and help you build out this sort of crystal clear 3-year picture, and then settle that thing on a 1-year plan, and then help you focus on 90 days at a time, what we call the 90-day world. That is what our pilot program is for. And it is free if you qualify, no strings attached, no obligations whatsoever. Just go to realestatebschool.com. There's a bright orange banner across the top. And basically it's just a conversation about your business, 45-minute strategy sessions to see if you qualify for our pilot program. And, I take all the risk in the pilot program. So if you qualify, it's awesome. And take action right now. Go to realestatebschool.com, and we'll talk to you soon.